Hi guys, welcome to Yeti's Place. This fuzzy white guy, he is Yeti the Samoyed, and I'm Yeti's mom. And on today's episode, I got out the grooming bucket. And we are gonna go over what is in the grooming bucket up next on today's Yeti's Place. If you guys are new here, welcome, and be sure to subscribe, click that bell notification, and check out all of our links down below. Let's get started. I groom Yeti a few times a week myself. I do bring him into the professional groomer a few times a year to have him professionally groomed. On the events that I do not bring him into the groomer, this is what I have for him. It is just a Tupperware bucket, and normally we have the lid on it. I took the lid off because we're filming today. So we're gonna go over everything that's in this bucket. I got these gloves. And these gloves I had ordered on QVC, and they have little like spiky rubbery edges on the fingers and then little rounded on the palms. This doesn't work very well on Yeti's long coat, but if you have them on your hands, you just pet the dog and fur comes off. Yeah, he likes that, maybe. But it's supposed to make grooming the dog a little less intimidating. But as you guys can tell, no, he doesn't really care for that too much. Oh Yeti, you have fur on your face now. And then normally when I groom him, I use this dematting rake with the swivel brush heads. You guys have seen this on a previous Yeti's Place video, where you just hold the fur up and then you go down, and it doesn't catch on his fur at all because it swivels around. So this is a must-have if you have a dog with a long coat. And then we have his traditional brush, which has the finger hole. You stick your finger on it to give you better grip. And again, you hold the fur up and then you groom down. We have this brush, which I never ever use. It's an ionic brush, but it's battery powered, where you turn the ionic on and then you brush him, and it's supposed to get rid of the doggy smell. But Yeti, being a Samoyed, doesn't have a traditional doggy smell at all. He is odorless, which is wonderful. You come here, you come back here. You come back here. This brush, it slides in there, and then you just slide it out and you go down the dog, and it helps get rid of all that loose, dead fur that you've loosened up by doing all the other brushing methods. We have some blood stopper styptic powder, which is a must-have if you're trimming your dog's nails, because I don't know about you guys, but my dog likes to be mobile when I'm trying to trim his nails, and I don't want to have to cut them too close accidentally, because if you cut them too close, they bleed, and boy do they ever bleed. So this stuff is great. You just stick some styptic powder on that area that you cut, and it heals it right up really quickly. And then of course we have his toothbrush, two different sizes of toothbrushes, and then we have the minty green toothpaste, which Yeti does not like, but I keep it in this container because it's just easier for me to access all of that stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in this bucket. And then I have his conditioning spray, which is just human people hair conditioner mixed in with water, and I just threw it in an empty, come here sweetie, I'm not gonna spray you down, come here. It's just in an empty spray bottle that was completely empty when I got it. You just fill it with people hair conditioner, white people hair conditioner if you have a white dog, and then you fill it with water. Like I normally put about this much people hair conditioner in, and then water, and shake it up. Spray him down, and then I use this brush, the traditional slicker brush, to brush him. And it makes him nice and soft and very, very poofy. The nail trimmers, he does not like these. I have no idea what this is. It's supposed to get rid of all the dog fur on your sofa. You just go like this on the sofa, and it's supposed to get rid of it. It doesn't work very well. Then there's Chewy's old little dog brush. This was Chewy's favorite brush for me grooming him. It was a little tiny brush, which for Yeti doesn't work very well because Yeti's coat is a thicker, more wiry coat. Chewy's coat was really, really soft. Chewy was our first Samoyed. Oh, Yeti, you're shedding everywhere, all over the place. And then we have a few brushes that we tried at one point in time on Chewy, but they would get caught in his fur really easily, so we stopped using them. They were the comb. Some people really like using the comb, and I don't, because it gets stuck so easily, and if it gets stuck in your dog will yelp, and your dog will not like it. It will hurt them, and I don't like doing that to my dog. And then we also have this little rake without the swivel heads, which again gets stuck really easily. Even if the dog has been professionally groomed and made nice and soft and poofy, it'll still get stuck in there really easily. So I don't like using either of these two guys. Tried them at first with Chewy, didn't like them, so I haven't used them since. And here's another brush, another comb that's just like that one. It has some longer teeth and some shorter teeth. Haven't used this one either. This is peanut butter flavored toothpaste that we used on one of the grooming videos of Yeti. This is a Petty Paws. It has a little hole where you stick their nail into it, and then there's a grinder. There's a stone grinder inside, and it's supposed to grind their nails down. And this brush, well, I used it once on Chewy. Of course, Chewy was breaking all of these metal tines, so this brush didn't work. And then there's also like some soft boar's head bristles, which on a Samoyed. And then this thing is for getting wood ticks out. On the medicine that Yeti is on, we don't even need to use these. Yay! But Chewy would get wood ticks all the time because he was on Frontline. When you find a wood tick, get the wood tick in here. And then you'd use the magnifying glass to see the wood tick. And then you would pull it out. I didn't like using this because I don't like bugs. And I'd give it to Chewy and Yeti's dad. This is a blade for getting through the mats. I've never used this at all because it's a razor blade on here. It just scares me to be that close to my dog with a razor blade. If I find a mat area that I'm not able to get rid of using the traditional dematting comb, this guy I use a lot behind the ears. This has a little bit sharper edges, but it's safer than using a razor blade. And especially considering that I don't have a grooming table, this guy I will not use. This is a little like massager for the dog, you know, where you stick it on the dog and it's supposed to work on massaging them. And of course the batteries are dead in this, or were never put into this, because I would turn this on and our first Samoyed would race for the hills. He did not like this, so I've never used it on Yeti at all. Many of these tools in this grooming kit I've never used on my dog. And then of course we have the scissors. We have some bigger scissors and then some little scissors for getting around his pads of his feet and around the paws. So we've used these, and you guys saw me use these on Yeti, and it was a struggle. Yeti's first baby tooth, he lost a baby tooth, and I happened to have found just one baby tooth of Yeti's. So I stuck it in here. Yeah, this was your tooth. Yeah, it was your tooth. It was your very sharp little baby tooth before you got those big, strong adult teeth. And then here's another. So I have two of these things. I don't know where these things came from. Two is apparently better than one. Here's the nail file for Yeti's nails. And then these are some finger toothbrushes. And of course they're all loaded with fur, dog fur. Gee, I wonder where that came from. I bet it's part of Chewy's fur when we had to put Chewy down. The first puppy full of brushes. First time I groomed Yeti and Chewy. The first brush that I got, this was for Chewy, and then this one was for Yeti. And then the last thing that I have, this is little Chewy's first tooth that we found. And then another toothbrush. So that concludes our Grooming Bucket tour. As you guys can tell, it's empty now. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning into today's Yeti's Place with my very uncooperative Yeti dog. Be sure to subscribe, click that bell notification, and check out the links down below. We'll see you next time. Bye.